Huge crowds have gathered in Tehran as funeral processions for Iran's late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei continue across the capital. State TV showed tens of thousands of mourners lining the streets as a truck carrying Khamenei's flag-draped casket, along with the remains of family members killed alongside him, made its way through the city. Authorities have imposed extensive road closures and tightened security during the days-long mourning period. Funeral ceremonies are set to continue in other cities across Iran before moving on to neighboring Iraq. Let's bring in Sina Azodi, he's assistant professor of Middle East politics at the Elliott School of International Affairs of George Washington University. Now, it really looks like the entire country is out on the streets. To what extent do those images reflect reality?
Well, I would say the Islamic Republic has some 20 to 25% constituency that is very much devoted to the ideals of the Islamic Revolution. But 20% of a country of 93 million people, that's still a lot of people. But like I said, I'd say that 80% of the population have disconnected themselves from Islamic Republic because of its so many failures. I will also add that there are some, perks involved in these processions, including food, so on and so forth. So there are some benefits for those who attend as well.
Mm-hmm. What is the Iranian regime trying to achieve by putting on such a huge ceremony?
I would say resilience, strengths, both domestically and internationally, and also show to its constituency that still very much is devoted to the Islamic Republic, that the Islamic Republic will continue. It did not collapse under two wars in a year. So this is why they're trying to show as many people on the streets as they can, because as I said, there is this portion of the population that likes to see this image and this symbol of strength coming out from the state.
Mm-hmm. As many people as possible, you say, but one person was notably absent. The new Supreme Leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, the late Supreme Leader's son. Rumors surrounding his condition have been running wild for months. Give us your read on his absence.
Well, the best answer about his conditions is that we don't know what his conditions are. The only person who has been in touch with him, based on public reports that I've seen in the Iranian media, is the president himself, and nobody else has been able to, at least based on what we know publicly, is nobody else has been able to directly speak to him. They're doing it intentionally for security purposes. I read somewhere in the Iranian media that the reason that there's no audio or video of him outside is that they're taking precaution to ensure that foreign intelligence agencies don't pick up anything from him. This is why we're seeing only written statements coming out on his behalf.
Mm-hmm. Now, despite his absence, the Supreme Leader's, the regime is working very hard to show a united front, and we saw it during the ceremonies. But really, they're deeply divided over the negotiations with the U.S., aren't they?
There's always been a deep divide between two major factions. Those who think that for the resilience and the continuation of Islamic Republic, engagement with the outside world is actually healthy, and those who think the opposite. Some people have called them the North Korean model. They think that the Islamic Republic does not need to engage with the outside world. It has what it needs to survive, and there's no need. And of course, we just had an all-out war with the United States. From their perspective, they just had an all-out war with Israel and the United States. And so there's a lot of division over how to proceed. Some people argue that continuing the war with the United States is actually good for the Islamic Republic, and some others think that they just had a war. From their perspective, they secured a victory, and it is time to sit down and talk with the United States because sanctions relief is necessary for the continuation of the Islamic Republic.
Which faction has the upper hand right now? Who's calling the shots?
It's very difficult because the system is extremely opaque. We're seeing contradictory messages coming out. We know that the foreign ministry and the speaker of the parliament, Bagher Ghalibaf, who's also doing the negotiations, they are in favor of sitting down with the American side and negotiating a peaceful settlement. There are also those, as I said, who think that the only solution is to continue the war until the United States is completely knocked out of the Middle East. Again, it's very difficult to say because even within the IRGC and the military, there are different voices pushing in different directions.
For the duration of the mourning period, talks between Iran and the U.S. have been put on hold. Now, after this massive funeral, do you expect an emboldened Iran to return to the negotiating table? Briefly, if you can.
Well, I would say that the end of the war for the Islamic Republic meant a more bold, emboldened, and more confident Islamic Republic because, as I noted, from their perspective, they just secured a victory against the United States and Israel.
That was Middle East analyst Sina Azodi. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.